Welcome. New episode. Seyi, my brother. New week. How are we feeling? How are you doing?
Yeah, I'm doing well, man. How you doing?
I'm good.
Condolences. Condolences. Well, I mean, it
Bro,
was
like, I was about to
bittersweet.
say your energy was not giving like you're not hyped for this past weekend, but I know like you definitely had some good results. So let's
No,
get that energy. Let's get that
I,
energy.
I, I don't want to. I don't want to stunt on it too much.
Okay.
Maybe later on in the episode. Anyway, um,
Treat
without
yourself
wasting
with
too much
NBA.
time.
You have been consistent with watching it. So showcase your talent.
Yeah, I mean, when there wasn't football, I was able to, catch the return of King James. Tuesday night, Lakers beat the Jazz at Crypto.com Arena. 11 points, 12 assists, and yeah, just a bunch of no look passes here and there, like just spreading the floor. Normal Brown stuff, immaculate vision. Yeah, just it was good to see him back. Bronny is back in the G League. Okay, okay. Everything is alright with the world again. But yeah, um, let me
23rd
just give the
season.
floor to you. Oh yeah,
Yeah, I mean,
23rd
I didn't
season.
get to watch too many games, but what I've been seeing are sort of like a switch in like the rookie leaderboard. I know when we first started talking about rookies, we were talking a lot about VJ Edcom, but there's this other guy from Duke, Con, and I might be butchering his last name. Please help me. Knopel. I'm not definitely not saying it right. Has been balling
You
and being
tried, you
consistent.
tried.
A lot of people are saying like he already looks like a professional who's been in the league for like 2 3 years, and this is just his rookie season. 19.4 points per game, um, 5.8 rebounds per game, and 2.9 assists. And what I find even more spectacular is he's had like two 30-point games. He's had a couple of high 20-point games. He's only had one game where he scored under 10 points. So he's really showcasing himself as somebody that they can build the team around. And it's kind of funny. Also played in the same team as RedFlagz, but has landed stronger in the league. So one to watch for potentially the rookie of the year. We'll continue to update that leaderboard as more games happen and clear performances showcase who's up top there.
Yeah.
There's potentially a fire sale with the Kings. The front office have announced that everybody in the team is available for a trade. They've only listed two players that are untouchable, which is Keegan Murray and again, I might butcher his name, Michael Clifford. Um, but this means Sabonis is available for trade. Levine, DeRozan, Russ, that we were giving a lot of big praises. They're looking to sort of rebuild the team, push the reset button. So we'll see how the Kings are able to sort of reshape their teams. A lot of teams are going to now start looking at the trade market. I think there are a couple more weeks where all these people who are signed in free agency can now become tradable. So I think they're just
Yeah.
trying to get ahead of the market, set the market so that they can ga- gather as much draft capital as required to rebuild their team.
Fair
But
enough.
yeah, that's what we have for basketball today. We'll move on to
Before
college.
before before we move on, I think it's just been going under the radar, but like the Pacers are 2-14 for the
No,
season.
I don't think it's under the radar. I think it's well known because again, Halliburton has been injured, and they also lost Miles Turner in the summer. So those were
Yeah.
two key pieces in their team that they've lost. Obviously, what they used to sort of make that run to the final was the depth in the squad. But as much as you have depth, you need your star players to sort of make those depth players more impactful, as drawing the attention and things like that. So I think they're definitely missing a lot of that. So they're another team that needs to figure out what they're doing because some of these role players contracts are coming up. They're going to have to pay them, and that might reshape the team structure as it currently is. So one thing to see, look out for, potentially might be in the trade market down the
Yeah.
road. But good shout. Want to jump in
Yeah.
and talk more about your college football? I'm gonna let you do your thing.
Yeah, for sure. Good place to start, of course, will be with Code Prime and his
Is that
Colorado
really a good
Buffaloes.
place to start? I think our fans are definitely
Well,
tired of
I
this.
I well So sorry about that, guys, but you have to hear this. They lost 17-42 at Boulder
Wow,
to Arizona
shocker.
State. Like, don't be rude. But yeah, like if Prime stays, I think he definitely needs to consider
Or
revamping the
is he
coaching
on the
staff
hot
because
seat or he's going to leave?
I I can't say for sure. I don't really follow that news that much,
Okay.
but like I don't think he's on the hot seat. But I mean, these days you never know. I think if he was going to be fired, he would have already been fired by now, right? So, but yeah, we'll just see how it goes. Moving on to the Big Ten, you know, routine number one Ohio State 42-9 win versus Rutgers. Ninth straight game allowing fewer than 100 rushes, tying the 1998 school record. Number two, Indiana bye week. Oregon, number seven, won 42-27 at number 15 USC. Like there was a lot of, hype before this game, right? I think I mentioned it last week. USC has been, just hovering around that potential playoff spot out of the
Stop.
Big Ten,
Stop the
and
mad. Stop the madness.
yeah,
Stop the
Oregon,
madness.
Oregon just slapped them right up and like, yeah, yeah, yeah. Like my sons, just chill. Well, yeah, moving on to the ACC. Number 13, Miami won 34-17 at Virginia Tech. I don't know if that win is going to be enough to convince the committee if it comes down to it. Unranked Pitt beats number 16 Georgia Tech, which kind of helps Miami's case. And at the same time, you have Miami now below Miami and Georgia Tech both below Pitt, and Pitt was unranked last week, right? So I don't know. I don't know what the committee makes of the ACC at
Nah,
this
you
point.
can't
Like
just
I don't
jump
know.
over Miami
Like
like that.
no, the point is like Miami being behind Pitt in their conference, right? Is that going to count against Miami, like in the eyes of the selection committee? Do you get what I'm saying?
Potentially.
Well, yeah, we'll just like interesting final week. Like going into like next week is the final week of the college football regular season, and then like we'll see how things develop
Bowl
after that.
season.
Yeah. So the big boys, the SEC, routine wins for number three Texas A&M, 48-0 against Sanford. Alabama won their game against I don't know who they played. But yeah, they were supposed to win. They killed them. Oklahoma won 17-6 versus University of Missouri. Number 14 Vandy won 45-17 at versus Kentucky. Texas number 17, yeah, 52-37 win against Arkansas. Like you guys let in 37 points against Arkansas. Like Archmani was looking nice, but yeah, I definitely think that guy needs to wait one more year in college. Like he shouldn't enter that draft if he knows what's good for him. And
We'll
he
see. I
should
mean,
wait
like
till the next
again,
class.
NIL money doesn't make you need to rush out. So honestly, like if
Yeah,
you're
and
smart,
like
you
his last name, he doesn't even need NIL money anyway. Like he should just do what is best for his development at this point.
well, you
And
can
I think
always
that's staying
you can
one more
always
year
make
in
money
college.
regardless of who your last name is. But yeah,
No,
let's
like I
let's.
mean, like he already has money. You get like
I
doesn't
understand, but that's what I'm saying. Like your daddy's money is not your money. It's your
Baba.
daddy's
Fair,
money.
fair enough. Fair enough. Fair
And
enough.
it's not even
But
his
he'll be
daddy; it's
fine.
his uncle. So it's even further away.
He will be fine. He will
But
be
yeah,
fine.
let's jump into NFL. Thursday night football, big game against the Bills. Actually, not really a big game, but turned out to be a big result when the Texans won 23-19. CJ Stroud did not play, which again was a shocker for the Bills losing this game after their hurrah win against the Buccaneers last week.
Yeah.
Josh Allen continues with his turnover issues, which has fundamentally been his game, not turning the ball over. 2 interceptions, 0 touchdown. Yeah, just didn't look good altogether. The Bills right now, like a lot of their, I would say like they'll probably make the playoffs, but them being a major contender within the AFC is looking weaker
Yeah,
and
it's, it's,
weaker
it's, it's
each
not
week.
it's not looking good for them. It's not looking good. They're
But
7
yeah,
and
we'll
4
see.
right now.
The Eagles played America's team, aka Shei's team, but apparently
America's
Shei
team.
has now gotten a new team, so we'll learn more about them down the road. Cowboys won 24-21, walk-off field goal, coming back from 21 points in the second half. Kept the
Yep.
Eagles shut out for much of the second half. I think Jalen Hurts,
All of the second half, actually.
yeah, for all of the second half, Jalen Hurts did not have a completed pass within the first until the fourth quarter. So a lot of pressure, a lot of just altogether poor performance.
Yeah.
Again, they started off so strong with the first half, getting about AJ Brown, not running phenomenally well, but just well enough to keep their defense honest. It seemed to go out of the bag after the halftime, and I watched that game and I could not tell you what exactly happened. All I just kept on saying was Eagles defense comes over, Dallas scores. Dallas scores. Missed a couple of field goals that really and truly should have been able to score, but thankfully they're still 8-3, still in that race for the NFC best team. So now a game behind the Rams, who are now 9-2. So we'll continue to see. But altogether, I think visually speaking, the offense looked a lot better in the first half. Obviously, it was a game of two halves, but we'll see how that translates into playoff ball when that starts coming around, or the push for playoff, I should say.
Okay. Um, very, very eloquently put together, Yimika. But I think for me, not to belabor the results, um, I just see yesterday's game as, you know, the combination of everything AJ Brown has been saying, right? Like yesterday, your defense couldn't save you, right? Like, because I definitely feel like the defense had been saving the offense, right? Like the Eagles had been showing like an offensive inability to make plays, at certain times, and the defense just kept helping them get over the line. I mean, you score more, right? And if the other team can score, they can't beat you, right? But yesterday, like Dak and the boys, George Pickens, CD Lamb, like they did enough to score more than you guys, right? And I don't know. Like I think it's serious cause for concern when you watch the Eagles play against Dallas and the Eagles finished with what, like 63 total rushing yards or something like that. I think Saquon Barkley was like 10 carries for 22. Like it just didn't look great, right? And yeah, a lot of work to be done for you
So,
guys.
so I agree with you, and that's
They're
where
going to
for me,
repeat.
I can't keep pointing at Jalen Hurts because you pointed out again from this team altogether, the offense still didn't look good, but Hurts threw the
Yeah, like
ball well,
I'm not even
and,
pointing at
and
Jalen
he
Hurts, right? It's
got
just the
AJ Brown
offense
the
as a
ball.
whole.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
I think there's a lot of things with the O line that needs to be said. They're going under the radar.
yeah, for
Yeah,
sure. Oh yeah, you guys had that guy out yesterday. Is it Lane Johnson?
Lane Johnson was out. He's out for a couple of weeks, but still not enough, huge enough of a reason. The push is really from the middle, center,
Bro,
and our guards, and those guys
Odigizua
have
went
really not.
ham yesterday, man. That second half,
Yeah.
that sack on third and two. That play call, I didn't really like that play call. To be fair, but, I mean, I'm not an
Again, a
offensive
lot of people
coordinator.
have been questioning the play calling, like Jalen Hurts sort of being handcuffed. There's too much talk in Philly, and I think if I look at Kansas City and how the Chiefs are kind of still struggling, you would say we are 1-2 coming in from this season. It just
Mm,
showcases how difficult it is to actually repeat what you did last season, regardless of if you keep the same squad and you build on it and so on and so forth. It's hard to repeat that same consistency. So I will just continue to trust in Sirianni and see what they're able to sort of alter and adjust with, because that's the game. It's making adjustments and figuring out how to beat your next opponent. So
yeah,
yeah, we move. You got some quick
yeah,
shouts that you want to run us through?
Yeah, so Eagles 8-3, and the Rams beat the Bucks yesterday to go 9-2, and they're now top of the NFC. So more quick shouts. Seahawks, beat Tennessee 30-24, now 8-3. Jackson Smith and Jigba on pace to break 2,000 yards for this season. He broke the single season receiving yards record for the Seahawks yesterday, and that's just week 12, right? Quick shout. The Chiefs are Colts. The Chiefs won that game 23. Sorry, the Colts are Chiefs. Chiefs won the game 23-20. And yeah, it needed overtime, but one big difference that I could see yesterday was that the Chiefs were actually running the ball. Remember, I had mentioned that like the Chiefs
Kareem
played into
Hunt.
the hands of, I think it was when they played the Eagles, or was it when they played the Bills? Like the Chiefs need to run the ball. Like if it gets too predictable, like oh yeah, Mahomes is going to pass us out of it, like it ends up in interceptions, and yeah, um, we'll see how they continue the rest of the season. But yeah, Steelers are Bears. The Bears won that game 31-28. This time they were not losing in the final 2 minutes of the game, but and they needed their defense to actually make plays, and they came up big for them. Ravens beat the Jets, and now 6-5 for the season, tied with the Steelers, but lead the division. Um, the main game for me that I watched was the Browns at Raiders, of course, because my boy Shador was starting his first NFL game. Antonio Pierce confirmed that Las Vegas was going to take Shador in the draft if he was available. And I mean, they fired him, plans changed. Karma is a bitch. Chip Kelly, the Raiders offensive coordinator, got fired after the game. Shador and the Browns won 24-10 at Vegas. Geno Smith sacked 10 times in the game. Miles Garrett, he's already on 18 sacks this season. The sack record is 22 and a half. We'll keep an eye on that. Shador became the first Browns quarterback to win on his first start for the Browns since 1995. And yeah, like he made plays. He wasn't great. He made big plays, and I mean, you could see how the team was responding to that. And I don't know. I'm not an expert, but if I see Dylan Gabriel starting that next game for the Browns, I think there might be a problem in that city. But we'll wait and see. They resume training on Wednesday, according to the head coach. So we'll see. Yimika, do you have any thoughts? Like,
Yeah, I mean, good performance. Definitely um, a good comeback from his 13.6 passer rating last week. I still don't see him as the promise, the truth, the guy to take the Browns to the next to the promised land, but definitely an upgrade to Dylan Gabriel. So he should definitely get a chance to showcase his talent and see if he's a starting quarterback and someone who can be a franchise quarterback.
and,
But
and
yeah,
that's all we ask for. That's all we ask for. Because I mean, look at the number one overall pick in Tennessee, right? Not looking that great either, right? But we understand he's a rookie and he's still learning. Like, I don't know. I expect some things to get better over time. Like the pick that he threw yesterday, if you remember, I told you, like the defense showed him a look and like he bought it and that guy just picked the ball. Like, if he makes that mistake again 3 more times, then maybe he's not learning. But if he sees that same look again and he doesn't fall for it, then we see that there's some development going on, which is what I expect from Shadow Sanders. But yeah, Panthers at 49ers Monday Night Football, and in the US, Thanksgiving is on Thursday, and there will be games on Thursday. Games on Thursday, Friday, and Thursday, Friday, Sunday, Monday. So yeah, very interesting
lots
week
of
in the
games to come
NFL.
up.
Yep.
Yeah, we'll update you on those next week. I think we'll switch on now to football. Big weekend. Start off with Chelsea, 2-0 win against Burnley. Um, I know Fernandez scored the second goal, but I can't remember who scored the first one.
Yeah, I
But
didn't watch that game.
your guy Ganacho was the highlight because he assisted both goals, consistently being a threat for Chelsea
Yeah,
down the
yeah. I think
left.
I need to stop hating on that guy till Cunha starts playing better than him. Like until then, like
Okay,
he's
wow,
the
we
winner.
got Shay to
He
say
has won.
this, guys. This is big. Shay doesn't like. He forgets all his exes. He doesn't know any ex-Man United player, even as good as they are. So like guys like McTotal, Mason Greenwood, he doesn't know them. But
Baba, move
point
on,
being,
move on.
point
Just take
being,
take
Chelsea
the
had
win. Take the win. Take the win.
pretty big results going into next weekend where they play Arsenal. So we'll see how that translates. Liverpool shocking 3-0 loss to Nottingham Forest. A lot of people questioning Isak starting, questioning their defense in terms of Szoboszlai playing this right back role. Arnold Slot is not under pressure, but a lot of questions are being asked because right now they're 11th in the table. Any thoughts about Liverpool?
Uh, no, not really. Other than I'm still waiting for Jamie Carragher's article about Slot's system and his tactics and how they won't work. Because I mean they keep losing, but I guess those articles are only reserved for managers of Manchester United. And yeah, that 2-2 draw against Forest not looking so bad right now. I mean, this was Anfield. Right?
That's another one. This is the first time Nottingham Forest has won back-to-back at Anfield. So they won last season, won again this season.
Yeah.
Move on to Newcastle's 2-1 victory over Man City. St. James Park was rocking as Harvey Barnes double against Man City. I can't remember who scored for Man City again.
Was it Diaz?
Who?
Was it Diaz? I think he came from a corner. The goal.
Yes, Diaz. You're right. Yeah, after that they soon equalized and then they scored the goal to get ahead. Bro, what I just saw was that midfield being dominated. And City have been doing this very interesting tactics where they have their wingers playing as like the central midfielders are like a double pivot. They have their central midfielders playing as the fullbacks, and then they have the fullbacks playing as the wingers. So there's a lot of movement to create overload in the midfield, and then that sort of outlet on the width with the fullbacks did not work this game. Newcastle just ran hard, were competitive across the midfield, and they won. They literally clawed themselves back into that victory. So big for Newcastle because again they started the game I think a point from the relegation zone. So they are trying to climb themselves back up into that top four table because they are in Champions League and they're playing well. So kind of interesting. Anything? Did you watch that game or not really?
I mean, I was watching it partially watching college football. But yeah, like I felt overall Newcastle were the better team and deserved to win. I don't know. I don't really know what to expect from Man City this season because like I thought, oh yeah, they will probably like just go on a run and really try to push Arsenal, but Chelsea seems to be Arsenal's closest contenders at this point. So yeah.
I think there's a huge gap between Arsenal and the second. And that's what we're moving into. Arsenal.
That's why I said closest. I didn't say major.
No, it's a good point.
Closest.
Best of the rest is what I see it. Best of the rest.
Yeah.
Arsenal, Tottenham 4-1. Biggest disappointment was the goal being conceded. Poor from Zubimendi in terms of not being aware. But altogether, fantastic game from the team. Marino in his false nine role was playing more as a facilitator, and Eze was sort of seen as the go-to, not target man, but threat in attack with a hat trick. Saka wasn't really involved in the game.
Super happy for that guy, by the way. Just shout out Eberechi.
Yeah.
Right.
He
could have been wearing white yesterday, and thank God for his life.
Exactly.
That go through. Yeah.
That was the biggest takeaway. He knew that was a situation that he could have been in the other side and wanted to be on the right side, which is the red side, and showcased his talent. He said he prayed for a hat trick. God delivered that for him. So I'm thankful for his prayers and I'm thankful for God's blessings. Yeah, praise the Lord. Praise the Lord. Taking you out to church. Trossard, another fantastic goal to get the game started. He's playing out of his mind right now. Him and Martinelli are playing really well for the roles that they're playing. Trossard starting a lot of the Premier League games, Martinelli starting a lot of the Champions League games. We'll see who starts midweek against Bayern. That's the big game that we have coming up. Also, a lot of players are slated to come back.
Chicken and chips.
Don't say
What
that,
is
bro,
Bayern?
because Bayern have only drawn one game this whole season. Like before that, they had been 100% across all.
Upamecano. You guys will be fine.
Madueke made his return back, which was also good to see. And a couple more people, Odegaard is supposed to be come back. Jesus has returned to practice. So a lot of positives for Arsenal. I know we're talking about Arsenal, but United are playing later on this week. I mean, today. So we'll see.
Lineup is out now.
We'll see how that is.
Hopefully,
is Cunha going to redeem himself, or
Cunha is not starting.
Oh, okay. Wow. Who's starting?
He picked up a knock in training.
Okay.
So
not on the bench or
Mbeumo and Ahmad. I'm not sure if he's on the bench. I'll check.
Okay.
He is not on the bench.
Fair. We'll see how that result is. Add that to next week's results update, both the Monday game and the weekend game. Lastly, in Europe, Pogba. I don't think it's Pogba at this point, but Pogba made his return back to professional football.
Yeah, it was nice to see.
Did start, but played for Monaco against Rennes, 4-1 loss. He was reintroduced into pitch after they had conceded all 4 goals. So definitely not the reason for that. And then Napoli, Seyi's biggest ops for McTotal and Hoyland.
Nah, not really, man. I was actually watching the game and I realized they have both Noah Lang and David Neres, who are actually like 2 Dutch flyers that, from my FM days of the past.
Yeah, Neres is one guy that I always had big hopes for, but has never really reached that height. Even when he got that move to Napoli, I was like a little bit bigger than his shoes because he's been someone that had the talent but never actually really met.
So they played 3-4-3 and played 2 of them behind Hoyland, right? So it was looking nice. Definitely looking nice. I mean, reduced role for McTominay, but
it's fair.
Those wingers will suffer. Those wingers will definitely suffer. Sorry, the fullbacks will definitely suffer if they have to go up against Lang and Neres every week in Serie A. So looking good.
So we'll wrap up the show today. Brief show, but a lot covered. Next week, like we mentioned, big week for NFL. College football is coming to its last week, so we'll definitely give you guys updated on that ranking and how the college picture is going to look like. And again, big week for Champions League. We'll bring that. Hopefully, I'm going to make it to that Bayern game, so we'll also showcase some pictures and let you know that Arsenal get a big W. But yeah, as always, please like, share, subscribe. Throw us comments about what you think we should be covering or anything else that we've said controversial. And yeah, we'll see you next week. Thank you.
Yeah. Happy Thanksgiving, guys that are in US. See you guys.